All right, YouTube, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Change the stream
I did.
name.
Uh-huh.
Good job.
We're on session 119, and we are
You just
live.
changed the thumbnail.
I did change the thumbnail.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
And our first interim into session 119 is us quizzing Squee on whether or not he's checked off his box.
Did you prep for the session? Oh.
Shit, I forgot something.
I was so busy changing the title and thumbnail. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Curse of the Crimson Throne, session 119er. It's a very auspicious event. We are one session away from the,
Do it.
there's a word that
Uh-huh.
means honored. It's not renovated, but it sounds like renovated.
You can do it.
I can't do it.
Regal?
If I could do
believe
it.
you.
No, it sounds like renovated.
No. No, not starts with R, sorry. Venerated.
Huh? Wait. What? Someone said it.
Venerated?
Yes!
Venerated?
Thank you. But I don't remember what the joke was now. Oh, I'm a failure at life. Why do you even put up with me?
Something about episode 119 being
No,
one away.
it's lost. It's lost. It's not even. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Would anyone?
It's that kind of week.
Yeah, it has been. I got my first blizzard this week. It was fun.
I can't relate.
Walking my dog around the block has been the same as hiking 5 miles as far as my exertion. Because she's a trailblazer, she likes to make new paths through everything.
Nice.
So, would anyone like to recap last session for a little smidgen of inspiration?
Ooh, I do it.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah,
Oh no.
absolutely you can.
So we start last session with Aras waiting for Murray to come home. Which she does, and then Murray promptly makes Aras go to bed. Later, after a restful night of sleep, Murray, Amelia, and Anakin have a cup of tea and discuss boys. Annika!
We have been watching way too many Clone Wars, I think.
Yes. Because I'm reading it too, and I wrote it the right way. So Eli is also initiated in the ways of leaf soup while trying to make amends for his haunting spells. Annika learns that Aras doesn't sleep on a bed, and Aras learns that their typical conversation cues don't work so well for the undead. Especially like, how was you sleep last night? Nope, that doesn't work. Eventually, we finally all get together and have breakfast that Tamori serves with a side of reality, divulging Gadrian's plan to sacrifice the entire city. After discussing the rules for a filibuster, we leave Eli with an amulet of non-detection and go talk to Marcus. Oh, and Robin's still alive? Well, undead, but trapped somewhere. And Eli could see through Namara, at least until his connections with the haunts was severed. Finally, it appears Varric, Humble Hop High was on the breakfast menu for Varric as he spent the morning with Cressida, being, I feel like castigated is too harsh, but definitely told everything that he did wrong and why. By Cressida. Oh, and eventually we leave the Greys, and we go and talk to Marcus, and we establish Marcus not Marcus? Do we actually know his real drow name, or is it happen to be a Marcus
You do
impersonating
not
Marcus?
know. You do
Okay,
not
so
know.
Marcus / not Marcus.
Yeah, I believe
We'll just call him
he
Jorge.
has said that he has adopted this Marcus persona as his own, and didn't really see the point in telling us.
Definitely not because Squee didn't want to make up another name
Uh-huh.
for him. My name is Tarkus.
Please, you
So-
give me far too much credit. It'd be like Muckus or something.
So Marcus, not Marcus, is we established that he is a drow who's killed and lied his way through life, but probably doesn't harbor prejudice towards the Shuanti. And currently,
I mean, he didn't even know what the Shuanti were.
right? So he probably doesn't harbor prejudice towards them, although he did compare them to nerflings?
Nerf Neblin.
Deep gnomes.
Nerf
Yeah.
neblins.
Just say deep gnome. Just say deep gnome. It's fine.
Wow. And currently our goals with us and Marcus's align. Marcus's singular goal. Actually, no, Mary drops her second truth bomb for the day, casually mentioning the dragons and demons also being summoned by the Grey Maidens. And then Marcus lays out his single goal, exposing Iosa as a fraud. No plans, just a single goal. Although he does continue to elaborate that his plan is actually after breakfast, he's going to go down to the underside of the city and just start pumping people for information. Maybe not the best idea, so I told Marcus about my handy, fun private eye person
Who I
has
did
a
not look up, unfortunately.
Well,
placeholder Paul.
Placeholder Paul. What's his name?
Yep, for now. Placeholder Paul. And I give Marcus, not Marcus, 25 gold to give to Paul to hopefully make Paul more useful, and also to check and see if actually Marcus is trustworthy enough to pass that money along. To which Marcus responds that I probably shouldn't give gold to people I have no real reason to trust.
which is honestly solid advice.
It sounds
Fair,
fake,
fair.
but okay.
Finally, we make our way back to the Greys to fill in Cressida. Actually, first, Rhea leads a group therapy session that Aras attends from out in the hallway. Leading Cinnabar and I want to say Eli
Mhm.
through meditations, and we can start to see Rhea really coming into her own as her father's daughter. And meanwhile, in the other room, Wary and Amelia catch Cressida up on everything that's happening. And somehow I didn't get to finish the episode, even though I had it on the fastest speed. But I also have a note that it's a blue dragon named Kostavron that is taking over Queen / Gadrian. So,
Kazavorn.
Casborn.
Goat horn.
And that leads us to where we are now, still in the Greys, maybe eventually gonna make it to the Cinderlands, but probably not.
Why would you say that?
One can hope.
I mean, we have a good track record so far.
Why would you lie like that?
We have been to the Cinderlands before.
What? The only reason we were able to speed run that was because of what, 7 teleport scrolls?
Yep. Yes.
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you for ruining your boyfriend.
He's not ruined. He's gently used.
Would anyone like a slightly used boyfriend?
So that's is that worthy enough of inspiration?
Just barely. Yes, absolutely. It's worth inspiration.
I will take it, damn it, and forget about it. So I'll have it and not use it when I need it.
I could take it and hold on to it for no, I'm kidding.
Give me 1 second, everyone. So, well done. And as we start the session, you guys have been discussing with Timronian and Cressida. Is there anything else that you guys... We're kind of in a narrative slot as well. we can kind of start this where you guys, the players, would like to start this. Is there any conversations you would like to have or anything you would like to do while you're still here in the Hollow Mountains?
We're not in the Hollow Mounds.
Yep.
We're also not in the Hollow Mounds.
Look,
The Greys.
the Greys.
I do technically have a conversation to have with Aras, but that is not something that has to happen right this second. We can wait until we're at the Calamounts.
That is completely up to you.
Okay, we could probably wait. I know you've been jonesing to get us out of here for a while.
I haven't been chosen for anything. I am here at your leisure.
I've been jonesing for a milkshake.
Well, we don't have those here. We're in the middle of a rebellion, Kadia.
Well, we should do better.
Well, find a cow and shake it.
Too
I
bad
know where one
you
used to
guys
be.
had was dead.
Yep.
We don't have proof of that yet.
It's dead.
And I don't know if Cataplepus milk is drinkable.
I wouldn't risk it. But yeah, we are going by comic book logic. If we haven't seen a corpse, then it's not dead.
I
It's
mean,
Schrödinger's.
if we really want to do this,
No.
Rhea survived the Lich's Dust. She could probably survive the Cataplepus milk.
Excuse me, Alora, that only applies to protagonists and antagonists. It does not apply to the side characters.
Are you saying that cow was not a protagonist?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Caliber, you bastard! I'll fight you.
Also, are we that sure that Doorbell is actually female, Rhea, before you volunteer to drink? Might be worth it to check the plumbing.
Don't do this to me. Rhea's done
I'm
nothing
just
wrong.
kidding.
A fair
Don't
question.
do this. We didn't need to bring that up.
So, if there is nothing that you guys want to do, then I believe the next step would be to head back to the Callow Mountains.
Oh, I have to say goodbye to Majinko.
Of course, that's right. In fact, you were outside when the session ended. Oh, that's right. So you walk outside with Majinko. And when you get outside, he flaps his wings a bit and looks at you and says, "Wait here. I will send someone to go with you. And I will...
She'll...
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
And I will do what I can to convince the others to help. We will find these sigils."
She strokes his wings and will nod both to him and to herself. Whatever you can do, and truthfully, they would... Well, I would be in their debt if they were to help us. If that helps convince them any.
He shakes his head. "No. They are all in your debt, and I will make sure they understand this."
Truly a noble soul, Machenko. She will stroke his wings once more and cast Death Ward on him.
"Not noble," he says as he starts to take off. "I just remember a dragon trapped in a cage that was helped when there was no reason to help." And just flies off. You stand there for a few minutes, contemplating whatever things Murray contemplates, when eventually you see something in the sky. A smallish brown pseudo-dragon, smaller than Machenko, flies and lands on a gravestone nearby, and looks around, looks at you, and then in your mind says, Are you Murray?
Yes. And who might you be?
Oh, good. Oh, that's good. That's swell. Hi. My name is Acer.
Do you drop that in Acer?
Yeah. I was told by my uncle, that I was supposed to travel with you. I don't really understand what's going on, but, my uncle's a good guy and I owe him a lot, so I guess I'm supposed to travel with you.
I would very much appreciate it if you did. Seems that you and I have some stories to swap.
Oh, oh, I don't really have any interesting stories. But, I can fly and I'm good at scouting. Um, ooh, and I can put people to sleep with my tail, and his tail like curls up over his head.
All wonderful skills.
I think so. Uh, so I've never worked with someone before. How does this, like, do I fly behind you or like in front of you or circle your head constantly? That sounds tiring.
You are welcome to follow me at whatever distance you please. My arm and shoulder are yours to perch upon, if it pleases you. What I own is yours as well. My food, my drink, my shelter. I will defend you as much as I enable, and I request your aid in return.
You hear like an actual laughter in your mind. Defend me. Why would you need to defend me? Wait, why would you need to defend me?
Because there is no guarantee that where I go is safe. This is... Stops at the gasp.
Are we going on an adventure?
Call it that. Have you ever been to the Cinderlands?
No. Oh, usually when I'm sent to help someone, it's like to carry an item or put something to sleep. I've never been on an adventure. And he flaps his wings and hovers over you, and very slowly, as if he's very not sure, lowers himself and touches your shoulder with a claw, looking at you, and then the rest of the talon, and then the other talon, just keeping eyes on you. Okay then. Adventure away.
That you are interested in seeing the Cinderlands? Because I do believe that's where we're going at the moment.
I love the Cinderlands. I've always wanted to see the Cinderlands. What are the Cinderlands?
She snorts. The lands to the north of here. Very hot, very dry. They are not called the Cinderlands for nothing.
Oh, you mean like old Corvosa? I mean, it's not that hot there usually. A little smelly.
Oh, to be young. Oh, to be young. And to think of the world as ending at the next horizon. She, dusts off her hands. Oh, this shall be mighty interesting.
He like doesn't say anything, but he dips his head up and down. Unsure, you're unsure if that's like a nod or just a gesture. But he uncomfortably sits on your shoulder and folds his wings. He's about half the size of Majinko. However, just use the same stats.
Okay. Oh. whose adventure awaits. And she will go back down into the wardens.
All right. You would have missed the last part of that conversation, I think, from last session, but you caught the gist of it. However, we'll say that you meet back up with the others in Cressida's office.
Oh, that's right. So Amelia's like about to go out and is just like, "Oh, Mary, we were actually wondering, we're that's not Majenko. What?
She almost unconsciously like raises her hand as if to stroke Majenko's wings, but remembers at the last second that that's not Majenko. Yes, he is endeavoring to get his people to understand what is at stake. They will, if he is successful, be searching out these sigils that have been placed around the city.
Oh, that's just like slowly is just like that's exactly what I was gonna say. Perfect. All right. Yes. Well, there like gestures at Timoronius. There you go.
And Timordius would nod. Interesting. Well, if they are willing to help, that would certainly be a great aid. They probably know the city better than any of us.
Larry nods. I have full faith in him. He will do whatever he can.
I'm curious. How did you befriend this pseudo-dragon? They usually don't talk to anyone. They're very proud.
Amelia just purses her lips, just like seals them shut, like.
Oh, funny story that. Bit of a long one. I'll spare you the details.
He seems to frown when you say that.
She fixes him with a deadpan stare. I burnt down Eel's End.
He has like a moment where his face, like his eyes widen almost in recognition, but then pause, and then his face grows kind of confused. An interesting admission, and that somehow befriended you with the pseudo-dragons.
She did say she was sparing you the details. We should probably get going. Like
He starts to raise a hand. Cressida puts a hand on his shoulder. Another time.
Believe me, the story is far longer than what we have time for right now. And Amelia will start moving towards the door, just kind of like, we gonna go? We're gonna go? We should probably get going. Does anyone know where he is? Where Ross is?
Ross should be right with you, I believe.
Ross is
Yeah,
at
no, she's
go of Zumba class.
yeah.
Yep.
Say what?
She's at
I would-
meditation class.
But outside the hallway, trying to practice.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, when it's group conversation time, I just talk with myself.
Mm-hmm. So, what now, everyone? What now?
I believe we need to get going. suppose it does really matter. Amelia will ask Cressida to please keep Annika's body safe somewhere.
Cressida would nod. We will guard it here.
Okay.
Excuse me.
For a second, I thought
that was a nom.
like,
No.
Yeah.
No, that was a very surprised yawn, which I'm not even tired. I don't know where it came from, which is why I wasn't expecting it.
you need more oxygen in your brain.
Apparently, because my brain is so powerful, I just don't have enough.
Sure, let's go with that. Anyways.
Sure thing, buddy. We gonna head off to the Kello Mounds then?
Yeah. Weary will put her hands on both of Cressida's shoulders. Be safe, my friend. I will return when I can.
Cressida nods and puts a hand on your arm. You as well. Safe travels and best of luck. And then she raises her voice. Van Casterkin. And Varric's head picks up. I am ordering you as an official representative of the Crimson Guard to follow them and aid them however you can. And then she looks directly at him. I'd figured I'd at least not make you disobey orders this time. Varric just looks at the ground. Yes, ma'am.
Gentle pat on his shoulders. Alright, so it's us and Varric and that is it, correct? Timberne's shipbook.
It should be.
Yes.
I don't think we brought anyone else.
Very
No.
quietly, as we're walking, you'll hear Weary pointing to the people we pass. Points at Amelia. That's Amelia.
Uh-huh.
That's Annika. Who's
Annika.
sister.
Oh, okay, she looks dead.
She is dead.
Oh,
Very astute.
it's that, are we good with this?
Weary sidelong. No, but we'll fix that later.
Weary clicks
We're
her
working
beak.
on it.
Yeah, Mary clicks her beak once. Not really in any position to say, but we're not going to broach that subject.
Stares at Annika as you go past. Annika, you just have this pseudo dragon just staring you down.
Just after a while, she just like double takes back at him, is just like stares back. Can I help you?
Mary, in your mind you hear, should I talk to them? I'm not sure.
You can talk to her like any other person. You can probably ask her questions. I would keep them sensitive.
Like, the second you said you can ask her questions, his head swerved. And
Oh,
Annika in
no.
your head, how'd you die?
What did we say about sensitive?
You didn't hear that part.
Eyes narrow.
So
My
Weary says the words "keep it sensitive" as he says that
In
to
her mind, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Mary finally accepts Annika's family, sort of.
All right,
Oof.
look. She's already family, but the subject of her being dead is between her and Amelia.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we know.
So yeah, Annika narrows her eyes and says, "My husband turned me into a zombie, and my father-in-law nearly cut off my head. Well, partially would be more proper."
He looks at you for a while and then nods. And you might hear, "Yep, that would do it."
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then there's just a pause. Do you eat?
I'm dead.
Do you sleep?
Just continually, I'm dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you poop?
I don't consume things, so that's not really required.
There's a pause after that one. I am very sorry.
Was that from him?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry that you can't take a shit.
Uh-huh.
So many of life's great joys have abandoned you. I'm so sorry. Oh. She will continue giving very short, clipped answers.
Weary, somehow sensing this, starts like pointing at other people. That's Cressida. She leads the operation down here. That's Timronian. He's a very powerful wizard.
We all know him.
Well, that's not good.
Oh yeah, he's the racist.
I'm curious to know how you know him.
Oh no.
He is a powerful wizard. He has on occasion helped our fights with the imps.
Did his voice?
Well,
get
that was
deeper
certainly very kind
suddenly?
of him.
It did.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Miri said.
Oh, and she said, well, that was certainly very kind of him.
There's a head bob. Kind, or, maybe they were endangering his place. I'm not sure. But he steps in, sometimes. Very strong. Dangerous. And then, after a small pause, I think he leaves food out for us. We don't take it. Takes more than that for us to talk to you. And he, like, puffs out his chest.
Well, I do hope you'll be trying some of my cooking while you're traveling with us. Again, what's mine is yours.
His head bobs again. And you're starting to notice that this is more like a nervous tick.
Mhm.
Who's that? Just points to some, like, random soldier.
Why don't you ask?
There's a pause. The soldier just turns around wide-eyed, starts backing up.
Mary holds up a hand. My familiar is having fun getting to know people. I would ask that you indulge his curiosity.
We make up a name on the fly.
Right. My name is Robert. Oh, okay. Then you guys continue on. Well, I mean, it's not like it'd be a very long conversation.
Mary waves. Thank you, Robert. As you were.
Making a note of Robert. Guard. Gonna come back to make sure he's okay. He's now integral to
Oh
the
my
fight.
god. He's just the next cow.
Oh, that's so mean.
Want to tell Amelia and Annika your name? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh, right. And in each of your minds, one after another, my name is Acer. I'm going to be going on an adventure with you guys to the north part of town.
We're not going to Old Corvosa.
He doesn't know where the Cinderlands are.
Oh. Really? Like,
Does he need to borrow my map? I mean, I can show him.
You guys see
This
him
is a-
bobbing his
yeah.
head.
This is Aras, my daughter. And this is Van Castican. He will be coming with us.
Looks at you. Looks at Ross. Looks at you. Looks at Ross. And then Ross, in your mind, you hear, "She's your mother."
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Acer. Nice to meet you.
later, out of nowhere, he's gonna be like, "So did you come out of an egg?
Where are your feathers? Did they pluck you?
Are you
That's
just a
exactly what I was about to say.
Ross has one feather braided into her hair.
Ross, you would hear in your mind after like 30 seconds, "Did they pluck you?"
Ross just like reaches up to her beard, like that's starting to grow in. I know it's still a little baby vine, but you know, no, not yet.
Nods.
Not yet. I'm glad I'm the only one that was gonna say something.
Oh my god.
And then he's just quiet after that.
This poor boy, you've traumatized him.
I don't think it's gonna last for that long.
I did no such thing to any new people that are
Mhm.
fresh out of whatever.
So,
Totally didn't say anything to anyone.
let me move you guys all back to the main room. As you all stand together. I believe Eli and Rhea are also coming.
I would hope so.
What about Cinnabar? What's the plan with
We're-
her?
We're leaving her, aren't we? I thought Cressida said they were gonna watch her.
Correct.
Yeah,
that is
keep an eye
that,
on
that
her.
is that is that is what the NPCs want, but there's a difference between what the NPCs want and what the players
Well,
want.
I thought we had agreed to that.
Gotcha.
Because there's no way we can watch her while we're out here.
So, that's 8 people, given Kitty as well. So, lucky yous.
Can I before we teleport,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use the sending stone.
To...
Well, to talk to the person on the other end of it.
Sure, I figured this was something I was able to deduce, yes.
Just gotta make sure, Squeak.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hello,
Would be quite as nervous.
hello, Rhea. Shala's voice comes back in your mind.
Oh, perfect. We're on our way back. When we arrive, where would we be trying to teleport back to, exactly?
That's a good question. Who's casting the teleport spell?
I don't know. I think either me or Amelia.
Yeah, it can be either of us.
Yeah.
If you want, I can do it since you did it last time.
Here, we can just trade off.
But yeah, I think we're heading specifically to the Callow Mounds.
Yeah, but was there like a specific spot in there? Because I'm trying to be like, hey, we're gonna be back. Can you go meet me at this other place away from the group?
I mean, I was thinking that we could just do it like just on the outside of
Okay.
the town where we first entered. Or not
Gotcha.
town, but
Yeah. So Rhea would say, we're on our way back. Would you mind meeting me, near the temple area that Ross showed us last time?
Of course. We'll start heading that way.
Alright. I will see you soon then.
Okay.
Nod over towards Amelia, like, alright, that's handled, let's go.
At the back of the pack, you hear, "That's Rhea. She's a paladin. That's Eli, who'll also be coming with us."
Rhea, at some point, you just hear in your head, "What's a paladin?"
She looks around, not prepared for somebody else's voice to be in her head. What?
What's a paladin?
Let me see if she even notices that it's not Majinko.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah.
yeah.
You see a pseudo-dragon looking at you, talking to you telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Just,
Majinko.
Had to double check on that, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're a group of fighters. Usually, I believe most groups are religious, or follow some sort of creed or oath.
They seem to perk up and they edge over to the very tip of Muri's shoulder to get as close to you as possible and stretch their neck out. You're a fighter?
Yes.
Do you have a long claw?
I'm sorry, a what?
A long claw. I've seen fighters use them.
Rhea would pull out her rapier. I have this.
Oh, his eyes start shining. That's such a long claw.
Rhea doesn't know how to respond to that.
He doesn't say anything else, he just seems to be watching everyone and your rapier.
As she puts it away.
We all ready? Do we have everything we need? Is there anything else that we need to discuss before we go?
Does anyone need a potty break?
Food and drink will not be served on the way over.
Keep in mind there is a large chance of mishap, so be ready.
Should I maybe?
Wait, no, I have some like old stale peanuts in my, in my backpack. That'll be fine.
I think I'll pass.
Sorry, you were saying, Ross?
Should I maybe tell my dad that we're gonna come back?
1,000.
I don't need to message him. Yeah, 1,000 votes. I don't need to message him, right?
Well,
It's
Eh,
common
it's the mid-
courtesy, I suppose.
I mean,
it's-
like you could ask Shala to let him know they're at the same encampment.
I could.
Yeah, that might be better.
Same as spell slot.
Yep.
So Rhea will again, through the sending stone. Shala, would you be able to just let wouldn't be Ross's father. Let 1,000 Bones know that we're coming back.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right. So we just need to teleport. We're going to the Calamounts. Just outside. Not procrastinating.
Mhm.
It's a D100, right?
It's a D100.
Ooh, hold on. Oh, never mind.
Hmm.
I forgot. Never mind. I was like, I can give you guidance. No, I can't.
No,
That's
you
not
can't.
the
Not on this thing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I was like,
no guidance, no inspiration works on
you
these.
telling me you can't add a D4 to this?
Damn it.
Done inspiration for these before.
Have we? I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
I don't recall
Yeah.
when.
I think there was one that we like royally fucked up, and we were
No.
like, please no.
No, because I would have made you do it. I don't think you use inspiration on these. I've never gone for that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Hmm.
99% sure.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just see what happens. This is fine.
It's okay. It's a familiar place. Please. Please, God.
Excuse me, I just have to prepare something real quick here.
Uh-huh.
Joke's on you, I have access to.
So, you guys disappear in a pop and reappear outside the temple.
Oh yeah. I should have brought some wine back. Oops.
I asked if there was anything you needed to get.
I didn't even think about it until I saw the temple.
Wait, no! I wanted to be away from the. Oh, fuck. This is fine. This is fine.
Wait. Where did you want to be?
Oh, I had assumed that we were going to the outskirts, so I had asked Charlotte to meet me at the temple.
Oh, at the temple.
Specifically-
I'm sorry. Then you would have gone to the outskirts. You went
Okay.
exactly where you were heading to go.
Okay. Just because I wanted Charlotte to be away from Eli.
Gotcha. So yes, you're on target because it's a very
Okay.
familiar place.
Cool.
This is gonna go amazingly. It's good.
Uh-huh.
And Amelia will gesture around, look over at Acer. So this is not Old Corvosa.
Acer's looking around.
It's a little bit hotter.
Where are the buildings? She says to
it-
Murray's
it-
mind.
Are we close enough to the Calamons that we can see like the tents and the yurts and stuff?
Yeah, I would say in the distance.
She points in the distance. That is the settlement that we're visiting.
Where's the wall?
We are past the wall. Have you gone to Old Corvosa and seen the river running to the north?
They start like cowering into a little ball on your shoulder.
Oh,
Baby.
We are beyond the river, and beyond the land on the other side. But you need not fear. You are not here alone. And I will allow no harm to come to you. Do you understand?
In your mind, you hear, uh-huh. And he kind of straightens up and looks around. I am to protect you. I will protect you. No matter where we go, even if we're like an entire day from the walls, I'll protect you.
Oh.
Nobody tell him.
Nobody
Yeah.
killed him.
And I think that makes you very brave.
He nods, does a little head bob thing.
Is everything
If you have
okay?
any questions, you can ask me at any time.
Why are we here?
Because we need to talk to somebody who's here.
Why are they here?
Because they live here.
Why do they live here?
Because they like it here.
There's no shingles, no rooftops, no windows.
Just the land and the sky. Some people prefer it like that.
They just stare at you unbelievingly.
There are wider deserts than this one, my dear.
Just looks around.
Are we good to go? Is he okay? Just like leans forward.
I think there will be an adjustment period.
GM, Ross is kind of looking around, and I want to make sure that we don't get the guard security tracking forces. I want to say bone crushers. Skull crushers.
Correct, skull crushers.
Ross is looking for them
Gotcha.
to see if there's anybody around.
I won't make you roll a perception in that case. You do see they are approaching.
Shall we go to meet them?
Yes. Ross will call out to them. Cousins over here. Hello, cousins. Yep, we're back.
Is this in Shawanti?
Yes, as she's walking towards them.
You are surrounded, as is usual, but not in an aggressive manner like the first time you came here. The leader, you don't remember him by name, but you have met him before, nods to you in respect, and they just kind of fall in alongside you.
We are here to. Well, I gotta speak to Thousand Bones, and we have to speak to the. I want to say Sun Shaman, the guy who lost his name.
That is the Sun Shaman. You would know that, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, Ross is gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, the Amelia, your dad's name was, right?
He doesn't have the Sun Shaman. He doesn't
Yeah.
have his name anymore. It just, like waves a hand.
They are waiting for you, they say in Shawanti.
Oh, snap! We're late. Okay, we will wait. They're waiting on us. Ross says in common.
Starts speed walking.
So, you guys start making your way into the Callow Mountains. And, you are led not towards the temple, Rhea, but towards the main yurt where Thousand Bones and Ash Dancer would be where they meet.
As we're walking up, Ross is going to cast Enhance Ability for the Eagle's Splendor, which is advantage on charisma checks.
For who?
On herself.
Gotcha. How long is that? 10 minutes concentration, I think?
Action to cast 1 minute concentration. It lasts for up to an hour.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you make your way towards the main yurt, and circled around it, you see Ash Dancer sitting cross-legged, Thousand Bones sitting as well, and the Sun Shaman. They seem to be conversing. And as you approach, they all stand up and nod to you. And Thousand Bones strides forward and grabs you by the shoulders and gives you a large hug. Welcome back, daughter.
Ross hugs him back. I mean, she seems a little caught off guard at first, but that's how she is when anybody hugs her. And then it's. I wish it were under better circumstances. Fortunately, we have some serious things to discuss.
Indeed. But your journey went well?
It did. We were mostly successful. And we got a lot of information, and we have to figure out a way to help them not kill everybody in the city.
We can
Who?
just Amelia's just like we can work up to that. There's a whole conversation that needs is there somewhere we can talk privately? Maybe?
We do not keep secrets. If you have something to say, you can say here. And the sun shaman looks to him and goes, well, I keep secrets. And Thousand Bones looks at him and, not amused, and says, that is different. We do not hide things from our people unless necessary. Your ancestral stories are not for everyone's ears.
I mean, if those stories aren't for everyone's ears, then shouldn't we go to a private location where those could be expunged privately?
The
as
sun
well?
shaman will take a step forward. I have consulted my ancestors, and I am ready to tell you what I know. You should understand that this is a great honor. Never before has a sun shaman divulged any of this to... He smiles. Well, not quite Skonqua anymore, are you?
Just kind of looks off to the side and is like, yeah.
I am ready whenever you are. I will be in my yurt. Come to me. And then he comes up and puts a hand on the back of Amelia's head and touches his forehead to yours. And then walks... Is Annika visible?
Mm-hmm.
Walks to Annika and puts his hand on her cheek as best he can. And then walks away, back towards his yurt.
After he goes in through the door, Amelia's just like, oh, that's another right. Okay.
Ash Dancer would stand to her feet. Ross, I understand that you seem eager to tell us, but would it not be better to hear what the Sun Shaman has to say first? It might affect what you intend to tell us, no? That was your purpose for coming here, after all.
I figured it would be an extended conversation, one immediately following the other.
What he has to tell you is not for our ears, but yours. We have not earned this right.
Oh, right. Then we should discuss immediately after we talk to him and reconvene. I don't know how long that's going to be.
Thousand Bones nods. It could be some time. I will summon the elders, and we will wait.
Oh, I have the sending stone that Satomi has the other half. Have you talked to her?
He nods. She is here.
Oh, already? Wow.
He nods.
I'm losing track of my days.
I was surprised as well. She seemed very motivated to make it home. As are your friends. The one you call Vencarlo and Triana, and he looks over to Amelia, your mother, and that little green one.
Black, yes. And William? My brother?
The one that is injured. Yes, he is
Yes.
here.
Okay. Got scared for a second.
Satomi is resting. As I said, she may have been a little too eager.
Okay. Ross kind of like looks around at everybody else. Y'all ready?
Eli kind of steps back. I don't think this conversation is meant for me. And Varric
No.
also stands back. Nor me. I'll stay with Eli.
Right. That sounds good. Sorry?
I suppose we should go in then?
Rhea, Shala's over by the temple. We should.
You wouldn't know that.
Do we need to make sure Eli needs to go somewhere so people don't cross paths?
Just, he can stay here.
Okay, cool. All right.
Weary will ask Acer. Would you like to stay here or come with me?
Oh, I'm not supposed to leave your side. Very specific instructions. Don't let that stubborn owl out of your sight.
Weary inclines her head. I expected no less.
Low-key thought you were gonna call her an ass.
Pachinko's not that mean. So,
Ross takes a deep breath and starts heading off after the Sun Shaman to his tent. Yurt.
Weary shepherds everybody else along.
you all enter the tent, and you see the Sun Shaman sitting inside. There is a small fire burning in the center, and smoke arising from it, but you can tell, the second you enter, it is more incense than smoke. And he is chanting, almost like a Gregorian monk, in deep tones. He does not seem to notice you as you all come in, but his hands eventually motion to sit around.
Amelia will awkwardly hop over and sit. And everyone else just stands
Yeah.
and stares.
Yeah, we'll go sit. Yeah.
We'll all shuffle in and sit
Okay.
like PE class.
There is a long moment as he finishes his chant, and then there is silence. I know why you have all come. I have spoken with the ancestors, and they agree that your plight is great and the threat to our people is real. I will tell you of the threat you fight. Many hundreds of years ago, a man named Mandravis gathered a small group of heroes to fight a despotic blue dragon named Kazavorn. And one of my ancestors was the one who joined this crusade. This ancestor was a shaman named Amorund. They were gone for months. When she finally returned, she was not the same woman. Her hands shook, her eyes carried a haunted stare, and she cried out in fear at night. She spoke little of what she had experienced while fighting at Mandravis's side, but did say that they were successful in defeating Kazavorn, and that the dragon's fortress in Belkin was now under Mandravis's control. While Kazavorn had been defeated, his will to live was so immense that even the remains of his body twitched. The heroes attempted to destroy the remains, but key fragments of the dragon's skeleton resisted even their most destructive spells. Mandravis tasked the 7 surviving heroes, among them Amorund, with each claiming one of the bony relics of Kazavorn's body and taking them far from the castle. None of the 7 would communicate where they were going to the others, or to Mandravis, in hopes of ensuring that their chosen relics would remain hidden and guarded for all time, in order to prevent the dragon from returning to life. Amorund told this story to her fellow shamans, and revealed that her selected relics were the dragon's fangs, which she called Midnight's Teeth. She and the other shamans chose the ancient pyramid on the shores of Conqueror's Bay as the Fang's reliquary. After hiding them in a secret room deep inside the pyramid, Amorund and her descendants swore to ensure the Fangs would remain safe. For generations they maintained their task, until Chiliax invaded and drove us off. The few survivors who knew the secret of the Fangs were forced to flee with their kin into the Cinderlands. For the next 3 centuries, the knowledge was passed from sun shaman to sun shaman, and we have watched with fearful eyes as the city of Corvosa has grown up around our ancient reliquary. The fragments of Kazavorn's soul are like seeds. Once they find soil in which to grow, they can bloom into a mighty tree. This is the case with your queen, Yosa. She has found the Fangs, and her own cruelty and strength has been enhanced. Worse, she now possesses 2 souls. Her own, and one grown from the fragment of Kazavorn's. Having 2 souls in one body would grant them incredible power over their mortality. And he pauses to look at each of you to see how you are responding to the story.
Annika and Amelia are exchanging glances.
You're doing Rhea a concern.
I do not know how to defeat such a foe, but this queen and Kazervorn must be defeated. I do not know, but I do know how you may be able to find out. I think that you should participate in the blessing of the ancestors, a ritual I have prepared here for you.
What exactly does that entail?
It is a ritual where we reach out to the spirit realm to ask for answers that we could not find on our own. For the spirits are wise and all-seeing. But we are missing one thing. In order for the spirit realm to be contacted, in order for the blessing of the ancestors to work, we would need a medium. A spirit with whom you are very well acquainted with, connected with. A spirit willing to aid and guide you. He would look to Annika. I am sorry, my daughter, but you have one foot in the spirit realm and one foot here. You cannot do it.
Yeah, I figured. Does this spirit have to be Shawanti?
No. Their connection to you is more important.
To me specifically, or to...
He motions to the group, yeah.
Okay, yeah. She looks over at Mwiri. I mean, there's a couple of different spirits we could use in that case. There's Paula, and she looks over at at Rhea, or your father.
Murray?
Hmm.
There's a warm hum inside your pocket.
She will pull out Zeller's cards.
Zellera will manifest on top of the deck. And she will look to each of you. You have but to ask. I would do anything to aid you. You know this. And my connection to you is stronger than any.
Amelia looks over at her dad. This isn't going to harm her or anything, is it?
He shakes his head. No. She is only a conduit. Nothing more.
Listen.
You know, okay. If it won't harm her, and you're willing to do it, Zeller, what's the next step?
Everyone kind of turns to the Sun Shaman, and the Sun Shaman says the next step is my chance and your patience. I must contact the spirit realm, and this may take some time. Your name, he says to the spirit, and she says, Zellera. He nods. Hang on a second. She would actually say, Zelra Esmeralda, as that is her full name. And he would begin chanting. And chanting. And it goes on for some time. Now, Muri, you know that Zelra has the ability to manifest, but it only lasts for, I think, up to 10 minutes, usually. But something takes hold. The incense and the fire start to surround her, and she floats from the deck to the center of the room, to the center of the circle. And for the next hour, the Sun Shaman chants non-stop, barely stopping to breathe. And eventually, Zelra, who's been floating there patiently, closes her eyes. And when she opens again, you do not see irises, but bright light. And she begins to sing a sad, yet somehow pleasant song, which I will not be recreating for you, but I will tell you the words. Fate of steel, Jade Orthun, her cage for years sustained, 4 enthralled in lost stone womb, undead to keep her chained. A spirit first, red war his thirst, still stands at post of old. A second foe, infernal soul, waits high in tower cold. In kennel's grime, third bides his time, then vents his killing breath. And on a stone, mid ash and bone, the final dreams of death. The spirits worn and battle-torn, and locked in their damnation, the chained one's hold at last grows old, and ushers in salvation. Yet hope remains amid the chains, when Blade's stone cage has crumbled. Friends to dread, and death of the dead, keys to Casavorn humbled. I am going to show this to the player so that you can have it for your reference. After she sings, the spirit, who isn't quite Zelra, stops and looks around and speaks in that same weird voice. Your salvation lies in a blade not forged by any mortal, trapped in the fortress of... hang on, sorry. Yeah. Trapped in the fortress of Mandravis. You must find them, and with them smite Casavorn once and for all. And then their eyes close, and Zelra opens her eyes again. And you see she looks very tired, very weary. I have lost connection. I am sorry, Mary, but I must rest.
Shakes her head. Take what rest you need. You do not need to apologize.
She nods. Give me 1 second. you all feel something. As Zelra says, I have one last thing to do. One last gift. The spirits understand the peril of your quest, and they have given to me a gift to you. And she floats over. And she says, the fortress of Mandravis is dangerous and evil. To survive it will require all of your strength. But you are not alone. And with that, she closes her eyes. And she touches each of you, and as she does, you feel an influx of spiritual energy that gives you the following 2 benefits. The spirit world infuses 1 weapon, suit of armor, or shield worn by each of you, your choice. If you choose a weapon, it gains the Undead Bane special ability. If you choose an armor or shield, it gains Ghost Touch armor. But these effects only function within the Fortress of Mandravis. In addition to that, the next time that you are in the Fortress of Mandravis and fail a death saving throw, the effect is negated and you are instead stunned for 1 round. And what I mean by this is, fail a saving throw against a death effect, i.e. a saving throw or you go down, or also a death saving throw. It is negated. It only happens once. Oh, nope, this is not limited to the Fortress of Mandravis, actually. This is just the next time it happens. It only happens once, though.
Okay.
Damn. What does the ghost armor thing do?
Give me 1 second, I'll look it up for you.
I believe that lets you not have any negative effects to your stealth if you're wearing heavier armor.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Ghost Touch armor. It's technically a Pathfinder thing, so I gotta find.
Yeah, because here I have a materia of ghost armor. Your armor changes to resemble clothing of your choosing. It will still feel like armor if physically touched, but is otherwise undetectable. Negates disadvantage for.
No, that's not what this
No?
does, though. No, that's the materia. This, the armor or shield is almost translucent. Both its so basically, hang on. This isn't really that helpful because of 5e. Basically what this does is it gives you protection against incorporeal targets, which is not really a thing in 5e. Instead, I will let it do what the materia does. Well, let me think about that, actually. Let me see what the weapon thing is. Because that is a big... Basically, to say you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks is a big thing. Dead Bane. Dumb. Undead Bane weapon. Come on, Internet. You can do it. I believe in you. It's taking forever to load. Of course it is. Well, we'll get back to you when this decides to load.
That's cool.
So the undead bane thing does that just mean that they have like?
So, okay, so here's what these do. These aren't really helpful to you guys in 5e, so I'm going to have to come up with something better. In Pathfinder, they have incorporeal targets, which are basically, you just can't damage them with normal stuff. They're incorporeal. This is allowing you to damage them with your weapon or protect against them with your armor. Because in Pathfinder, they could do either. This is not helpful in 5e. That is not a thing that they do. While
Yeah,
those are... Go ahead.
Stuff can be hit by magical weapons.
Correct.
And stuff.
So here's what I will say. If you choose to add it to a weapon, when attacking an undead within the Fortress of Mandravis, you can add 1d6 radiant damage to an undead when you hit with a weapon. If you are choosing to put it on your armor, if you are choosing to put it on your armor, I'll say it can raise your AC by 1 versus anything within the Fortress of Mandravis. I think that's a fair compensation. Your choice.
So it's what is it, a D6 or a +1 to AC?
Correct.
Okay.
Except for Rhea, because her AC is already insane.
Not allowed.
Luckily for you, I'd like to do more damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you might. And with that, Zelera dissipates back into the deck. And the Sun Shaman stands up. I do not envy the task ahead of you. But you must go and quickly to this fortress. I am ashamed to say the stories never told us where this fortress was.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
But not all tales are held by my people. Someone must have heard of the fortress of Mandravis. Perhaps a storyteller.
Okay. Storyteller. Like, I mean,
Where's Holly when you need her?
Sholly.
Holly. Holly's coming.
Is Shali like the Holly version of Shalabala?
Shalabala.
Yeah.
It's a holly sholly.
Shala told the story once. That makes her a storyteller, right?
I believe Rhea's also told a story once. Rhea knows where we're going.
I mean, Shala is a trained bard. That might be what makes her a storyteller.
I mean, yeah, but Triana is also a bard.
Mhm.
Like, we've got lots of bards and
Mhm.
storytellers in this group, so we could let's just have a powwow. Everyone sit around in a circle and be like, "All right, let's."
I will
brainstorm."
let you guys know not all bards are equal. Triana is a bard because she is an artist, not because she is a storyteller. Shala is a performer and storyteller, and so would Eli, I guess, for that matter.
Nope, Eli's a dancer, not the same.
That's true.
It's a different kind of story. Well, it's told through movement, not words. Different kind of
I
storytelling.
mean, Vin Carlo is a storyteller, just not the kind of stories you typically want to hear.
I was
No,
about
no,
to make a
I've-
horrible joke there, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself.
I've got it. Eli knows where it is. He just has to tell us through interpretive dance.
Oh my God.
That's how we decode this, guys.
Nice.
Speaking of, it has been well over an hour since you've arrived.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Rhea's. As soon as we have that information, Rhea's gonna be like, Right. Oh, I have to go. I have to go. Just gonna get up.
Are you going to need help?
Just gonna scramble out. Not even gonna hesitate.
Okay, bye.
Yep. We got you. Bye.
Rhea, you run out and start running for the temple, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to get evening.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's starting to set, shadows are growing long, and you run to the temple. You see, sitting outside, Shala sitting cross-legged, looking at the ground. Iso's throwing stones at a pile of stones that she must have built.
As Rhea runs up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh,
Rhea! Iso runs to you and, hugs onto your leg. Hi, Rhea!
hi. Hello.
Then you are
She'll pick her
bowled
up.
over. Nope.
Doesn't even get the chance. Tries to reach down, gets knocked back.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Iso looks human.
I completely forgot that was a thing.
Mm-hmm. And Shala just hugs you deeply. Not enough to actually take you to the ground, but definitely take you back a step or two. I missed you.
I missed you as well. Both of you. She'll look down to Iso.
What took so long? We were worried.
Well, I had assumed that I might have a chance to, come over here right away, but we got pulled off into something. Everything's fine, just, getting some information. But I'm here now.
Everyone's all right?
Everyone's fine.
Good. Well, where's everyone?
Currently, meeting with the Sun Shaman.
Ah, I see. What, did they give good news?
Well, there's quite a bit to go over as far as Corvosa goes, but, we do have a sort of riddle to figure out, as far as...
Oh, I love riddles.
Well, Ria would, unless you want me to read through it, would start, doing as much of the song as she can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to figure out where the location is of the fortress of Mandravis.
Shala tenses. What did you say?
The fortress of Mandravis? She says a little less sure.
Mandravis. What? And she starts breathing heavily.
Okay, she would grab her hands, breathe. What do you know about it?
There's only one Mandravis I've ever heard of. Mandravis Valentine. The starter of my family.
Oh.
Valentine, sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You need to go to my family's fortress? Oh, not her fortress.
It would look that way.
She nods. I've never been there.
Oh?
And Iso grabbing your leg. And she shakes her head. And Shala nods. We've never been there. We were raised in a manor. We've heard tales of her ancestral home. And it is where the Black Rose lives. But we've never been there ourselves.
As Rhea and Player kind of just stand there, not really sure what to say next about that.
But I know where it is.
Is it, is it far?
Yes. Very far. Hundreds of miles from here.
Lovely. Oh. That's wonderful. All right. That's good though. We know where it is. That's good.
I'm sorry. I don't know much about it. Others in the family might know, but I doubt they'll be willing to tell you. She shakes her head. There were others in our family. I never told you. It was never important, but there was more than just me and Shala and...
And her and herself.
I'm sorry, me and Iso and Eli and the others. Many more. But if they didn't please the Black Rose, they would be taken to her home. And I would never see them again.
That's worrying.
She nods. But if that's where we're headed, then that's where we're headed. I'm not staying behind this time. If we're going to confront her, I want to be there.
Just squeezes her hand and gives her a small smile, like, yeah, that's a possibility.
And then there's a tug on your leg. Can I go see Murray and Ross and Amelia?
Oh, she would look up towards Shala. She would sort of give her directions to wherever the hell the, the tent is. The yurt.
She'll nod and start dragging you that direction. You and Shala.
Oh.
We'll be along in just a minute, Iso. Go say hi. Okay. And then she'll run off.
Okay. Do you wanna handle Laura's thing real quick?
Yep.
No, it's just a side comment. I deadass thought Isa was gonna be like, "Can I come to the fortress?"
Oh, same. I was like, no.
Don't you do it.
I want to see the Fortress of Mandrakeus.
Well, once we're done there, we can name it that, and then you can see it.
Shala shakes her head. It has another name. Scarwall.
Scarwall.
She nods. It is evil. That's all I know.
Right. Well, we'll have plenty of time to talk about that, I suppose. Before we trail after ISO, there was a reason that I wanted to meet you away from everyone else.
Oh. And she'll wrap her hand around yours. Really?
She kind of... Oh, hold on. I have to remember that I can't use my saves because they're stupid. Okay, yeah, I'm 18. It's not bad. So manages to, still focus on Shala. Do you remember the last thing that... Well, the last thing that we talked about before we, came back here from Corvosa?
Came back here from Corvosa.
The rest of us to meet with you again.
Yes, to meet you here at the temple.
Before that...
You've had some conversations. Refresh my memory exactly what you're referring to.
It's, just a bit of, thing that might have triggered ISO, possibly, maybe throwing water at her. Of Eli being a thing.
She'll hesitate. You mean Eli?
Nod.
If you had to kill him, I understand. You shouldn't blame yourself. He was an evil man. And she, takes your hand. Oh, Rhea. I know how much you dislike it, but that man... The things he did, the horrors he enacted... The world is better off without him. Don't blame yourself.
Can I just... insight to see how into this Shala is?
Uh-huh. Oh, boy.
Is it more or less that she actually believes it, or that it's just wishful thinking?
No, she thinks Rhea is upset because she had to kill Eli, and she's trying to assure you it's fine. He needed it.
Yeah.
She knows how adverse Rhea is to killing. That's what she's assuming has happened.
Okay. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
So before she can get too much further, Rhea would shake her head. No, he's still alive.
Oh.
No, he's here. With us.
What?
Oh no, she's appeared on the map. I'm terrified.
I don't understand. Why? Did you capture him? Why would you bring him here? Why would you bring him near ISO?
Shala.
When she starts walking, we have to get her.
She just keeps a grip on her hands, no. Firstly, he's not in the same area as the rest of them. Second, I need you to trust me. I wouldn't even dare risk having him around if I thought that he was dangerous.
If you thought he was dangerous...
If I thought that it was still a danger to the two of you.
Rhea, you saw what he did to you, to your friends. Do you want me to recount to you the horrors he did to me? Not dangerous. That man will be not dangerous when he takes his last breath.
Kadi over here has to stop herself from being petty because that's not Rhea. Give me a moment.
You can do it. You can fight your inner self.
Oh, I could say so much right now.
You could just unleash your inner self out of character and then go back into character. I find that works well.
Oh, absolutely. Just say all of the shit about, oh, hey, remember my grandpa?
Oh, do it.
You
Burn
wanna
those
talk about
bridges.
being a danger?
Burn those bridges.
Ooh, no. That is
We have
not
faith
Rhea.
in you. You can do it.
Jesus Christ. Oh. So she would just shake her head. I know I've seen the things that have happened between the two of you. Some of the things that he's done. But I don't know how else to ask you to trust me. Shala, I'm not naive. I know that I absolutely have a distaste for killing, and that rehabilitation and the likes are essentially the whole point of my order. But I do understand that there's a limit. But I've seen it. There is sometimes moments, and she would sort of let go of her hands and walk over and sit down on the steps, that I've been aware of over the years in my order, where if somebody seemed to be... if somebody had gone through the process of rehabilitation and had made no progress, then there would be a meeting between the higher-ups, and they would decide where to go from there. And there were a few instances where death was the outcome. And I remember some of those people, Shala. She would look up towards her. I remember some of the things they were there for. I know where the limits are. My whole life has been training to find them.
Ria will squeeze your hands. I mean, Shala will. And Ria, I trust you. But you have to understand, people like Eli have been trained for so many years to whisper sweet nothings into your ear, to tell you what you want to hear, to convince you what you want to see. He is dangerous.
Do you think we've never had someone like that before? That's not unique.
That doesn't make anyone immune to it either. You don't know what he's done. All you know is what he's told you.
We were in his mind, Shala. He had no control over what we saw.
Her face looks confused. What?
We had to save him.
I don't understand.
We went through the Death's Head vault and confronted him, and he helped us. And in return, the Black Rose attacked his mind, and we had to go in to save him.
Why?
I've literally seen some of the things that he's done, some of the things that he's been through.
Why would he help you? Why would the Black Rose attack him? He was her most loyal servant. Camille followed because she liked it. Eli followed because he believed. I don't understand.
She'd give a small smile and look over at her. People like you to believe certain things sometimes. Sometimes to protect them, and sometimes to protect others. I know that he's caused you so much heartache and pain, but take some time and consider that there's more to the story.
Shala gets up, tears flowing down her face. You don't understand. He's the one, always him. He punished me every time. His cruel eyes are what I see at night. And you're telling me what? That he made me believe that?
All I can tell you is what I know and saw with my own eyes. That if it wasn't him, then Camille or, what was it, Malachi?
Yeah.
Would have done much worse. I know that it doesn't make up for it.
She just kind of collapses. And then, very quietly, I trust you, Ria. I have to. But I want to see him. I want him to tell me that himself.
She'll nod. This shouldn't be in front of Iso or the others, then.
No. I don't want Iso anywhere near him.
She'll nod. I'll bring him here.
She'll hold out a hand towards you.
She'll look a little questioningly, but take it.
And Shala will pull you towards her and wrap your arm around her. I do trust you, Rhea.
That's all I ask.
And she nods.
Oh boy. And if permitted, she will give her a soft kiss on the cheek and walk off to get Eli.
Yep. And I think we are going to end the session there for now. Bit of a shorter session tonight. We'll pick up next week.
Oh boy.
Yep. Good times.
Everything's going just fine.
Well, I mean, she hasn't strode off to murder him in the middle of camp, so I see that as a plus.
Mm-hmm.
He could always go.
Only because she loves Rhea. There'd be lightning and fire going through this camp.
Flame, fire on the side of my face.
Oh boy.
Alright, well, thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Starting next week, our start time is going to be an hour later than usual. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. As my new job is forcing this. So, for the time being, we'll be starting an hour later. Same time we started tonight, actually. So, until next week, everyone. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Bye.